Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good evening. Alright, so I'm using my new camera. Okay, I do not really know whether it's um okay to you all, but I hope that it can help me actually compared to before. So I just continue in our previous um, what we call previous lecture. Okay, as the previous lecture we stopped at, if I'm not mistaken, this slide. Okay, and it was in the ninth slide until include segments based on the cross-cultural affiliations under social cultural values and beliefs. All right, I hope that it quite clear for you all. Okay, because I'm testing actually, but I hope that it's fine to you all. Okay, because right now I already start with record this lecture. Okay, so in the consumption specific segmentation usage behavior, we have a few of under usage rate, which is referring to the awareness status and the level of involvement. And for the user situation segmentation, we have segmenting on the basis of special occasion or situation. And example here, when I am away on business, I try to stay at the suites hotel. Okay, so basically when we go with the example as a usage rate, I think that now is Azan. Okay, but maybe we can have a little bit of break off. Yeah, Azan. Now it's Azan. Okay, so alright. I hope you're clear with my voice. I hope you are clear with my voice right now. I'm hoping. Okay. And where is it? I actually enlarged just now. Okay. I just continue. Okay. So basically, when we're talking about the usage rate, okay, usage rate is dalam bahasa Melayu adalah kadar penggunaan. Okay, kadar penggunaan. Macam mana kita menggunakan um, produk kita. Okay, dan the first one we talking about awareness status. Macam mana status kita peka. Okay, we talking about how does it, for example, like this. Okay, awareness status. When you using telecommunication, okay, in services, so you have a postpaid status, you have prepaid status, right? So in terms of the awareness status, it has differentiation because basically when we're talking about in telecommunication industry, they have more benefits on the postpaid because you can actually reduce in terms of your cost charging charges, and then in terms of you can have a lots of benefit on that. So furthermore, when we compare in terms of the awareness status, that's why they choose in order to choose whether the package on prepaid or postpaid. Okay, and when we're talking about the level of involvement, okay, of course, when more of your customer have involved in let's say, okay, of course they have more on promotion on postpaid user compared to prepaid. Okay, because prepaid mostly the target market is for students, okay, for those who want starting to use phone, and basically for the executive and above and those who are have the career, they more are using postpaid postpaid user. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about level of involvement. Maybe other one, maybe I can give some example. For example, like a consumer or customer in using product IKEA, let's say. Okay, why the reason IKEA implement the concept of DIY? Okay, The reason is because number one, they are referring to what we call as the concept of be do it yourself. Okay, when do it yourself, meaning to say the customer be a part of your product. Okay, the customer be a part of your product, and at the same time, we are talking about the customer have the flexibility, okay, in terms to choose to do their own. Let's say they buy furniture, let's say. So course, when we're talking about furniture, they don't mostly product from yeah, they don't have end products, okay? They don't have finished products. So what they offer is only just a partial, and the customer will end of it the process by buy it and then bring it home, and then you can unboxing it, and then you start to have some do it yourself. Maybe that you choose to buy chairs, you choose to buy table. At the end you will end the process, and only a partial part that done by the manufacturer. So that is we call as the level of involvement. It involves the customer to be a part of it. Like just now, the communication industry, okay, it's referred like the postpaid and prepaid user. Okay, of course, the same thing too, because we're talking about how does they have the awareness status on it, and which one is more benefit to them, okay, in terms of the charges, the cost, and so forth. Okay, and we're talking about the usage situation segmentation. So this is about segmenting on the basis of special occasion or situation. So this info in this slide is stated that when I am away on the business, I try to stay at a suite hotel. So they based on the situation that always been practices and always that they prefer. Example, let's say as a business class executive, they will prefer to use business class ticket, okay, fare flight ticket compared to use the economy, because for them they used to that to regularly travel using this flight. Okay, so that's why, and some furthermore they have more advantage and also privilege when they use the kind of business executive flight. Okay, so this is user situation segmentation. All right, so yeah, this is example on how the example of situational spatial user segmentation. They have browser stuff that mostly, as you can see, for the chocolates been prepared for uh, during during what we call Christmas. So this is the example. Okay, so what is benefit of segmentation? Okay, benefits sort represent consumer need. Of course, when we're talking about benefits sort represent consumer need, meaning to say the the consumer needs to have actually the consumer need is actually giving some of the benefits towards the product itself. Okay, what I'm trying to say, okay, as I told you before, the segmentation meaning that you are have some grouping, a group of people who are being segmented into a different of market segment. Okay, whether you are customer from generation X, generation Y, and then we have baby boomers. Okay, so this benefit is according to the consumer needs. You can say baby boomers, they have a different in terms of their needs, and for the generation X they have different needs. Okay, and so too when we're talking about generation Y, different needs, and millennial generation will be different needs. Okay, so what is the benefit segmentation? It's important for the positioning, because when we're talking about positioning, we FTP, right? Segmentation, targeting, positioning. So we highlighted on how to make the product to become in the heart of the mind of the customer, in the heart and mind of the customer. So basically, the segmentation is really giving important parts for the positioning, whether the the certain of segmentation really beneficial to the positioning itself. And let's say I give an example like positioning for AirAsia, saying that everyone can fly. So this is some positioning tagline, okay, to say that the segmentation market for those who are afford or maybe less affordability to use air flight or flight ticket is afford to use it. Okay, so this is important for positioning and benefits of the media. we are talking about what media is mostly important and what is the media that bring uh, benefits to the product itself. Okay. Example. Okay, I give like you realize or not, I tell you all in the previous lecture regarding certain mall, they put something like car park for the women with the children nearby to the escalator, elevator, because it's giving some segmentation for them to have something like uh, benefits, okay, when they are doing some grocery shopping, and thereby they can take it and then they can make nearby, maybe to locate their car and so forth. So why I just choose this example, because it benefits to the media, because the media can give something like bombarding that, introducing that the mall is giving some facilities. In other way around, it's like public relations. Okay, the mall is really concerned about the customer satisfaction, customer safety, security, because if let's say they are parked maybe around very far away from the escalator and elevator, number one, we are talking about the issue of security. Maybe there will probably people are snatching or what. So this is very important. So the benefits of the media to highlight on when they do this kind, they have some facilities for this the woman, the mother with the kids. So it gives some a better idea that the segmentation for parking space for the woman, the mother with the children. So it might be, yeah, beneficial for the parking for women. So do we like we have like coach. Okay, pink coach is for women too. Okay, so the pink coach is actually to reduce, I think, like to solve the problem on sexual harassment in the public transport. So that is also the benefits of the media on that, because people will be highlighted on this issue of sexual harassment around the public transport, and in order to overcome this problem, so that's why they use the pink coach as the solution, like using this public transport, our train, right? A public train, KTM. Alright, so what is the brand loyalty and also relationship? Okay, so when we're talking about loyalty, loyalty is talking about the behavior that you stick and loyal to one brand, either loyal to your couples, your relationship with friends and so forth. But in here we're talking about brand loyalty, involving that how long that you are committed towards that products and services. So we the brand loyalty includes behavior and also attitudes. Okay, so in here they are concerned about the frequency of what program. They are very popular because brand loyalty mostly they will recognize, okay, and give some recognition to the customer, okay, on how they want to make sure that award program, okay, they want to make sure that how frequency that this customer buying certain product, and maybe they give something like loyalty card. So this is one of the way on how the marketers out there they are doing their frequency awards program. Okay, and then we have the customer relationship can be active or passive. It depends on how the marketing and the marketers do it marketing strategy, because if the CRM, customer relationship management between the customer, is very active, so they regularly and actively very extensive doing the marketing strategy. They do some loyalty card, they do some event, they invite some maybe the celebrity in order to go maybe some event with you all dinner, or maybe annual dinner. So in order to recognize those the loyal customer, they give some present, they give some gift, and then every single birthday they give something like surprise gift to you all. That only is one active, but passive is opposite to that, because they might be like ordinary, maybe they just they recognize you, but not like such a very expensive uh, awards, okay, or recognition to the brand loyalty customer. Okay, and the retail customers seek for the personal connection versus the functional features, because basically when we're talking about the retail customer, retail, okay, for example, like we have like example like Giant, we have Tesco. So when you are regularly come to that, because mostly the customer they have like we call as card, member card, okay. So in here we can see that whether they have loyal to the retailer itself by seeing the what we call merit or points that the customer spending around a month, right? So there will be the personal connection in that, and mostly the data customer, maybe they've been chosen as the customer of the month, okay, who are spending the most spending in Facebook, for example. So they actually approach some the personal connection through that. And when we're talking about functional features, this is talking about how does certain function of the features that we need by the customer, because mostly the retail customers say for whether the certain product really gives some benefit in terms of their functional product. Okay, and I give an example like this. They say Kuku product, right? This is we're talking about something like nowadays is something like Boba, right? Boba product. So what they do is they're promoting on the purified water, right? Water filter. So the functional features is actually in order to make sure that people are drinking a very clean water. And of course, the most purified water is Zam water. But this I'm talking about the features is why the people want to buy the product, why when people want to get the services, because they feel that the functional features is very important to them. And the banking customers seek for the special treatment. Okay, in that one just now on the retail part, and this one is for the banking customer. So banking customer is seeking for special treatment. Of course, let's say maybe you have a long queue in the bank, and then also the people noted and that you are the loyal customer of the bank. So maybe they will give some special treatment by maybe have fast lane for their loyalty customer, and then in terms of the confidence benefits, in terms where maybe they buy certain of banking product, okay, for example like not buy but use, for example like credit cards. So this is actually give some benefits confidence to the customer, because in terms of what they can get when they use their credit cards, in terms of their security, in terms of their benefits, okay, what they can get when they start to use this credit card. And then social benefits, we are talking about how does the process of approaching to each other. So how the social benefits employees. Okay, so basically when we talking about the benefits of the social, banking customer mostly they have database to contact who is the client, who is the customer. So I give an example like banking product like insurance. Okay, basically what they do was keep calling the customer, potential customer, because they have record on that. And I'm so sorry to say that sometimes they got some our phone number sometimes, sometimes I'm giving that as an example through that our transaction with the bank. For example, we are have higher purchase like buying car, okay, and at the same time you make it a loan with Maybank. All sudden Maybank credit card also will contacted you and saying that are you interested to get we are offering you when you are buying this car, we offering you with a credit card. Okay, so they have two in one there. So there will be the social benefits towards them. Okay, and then this is some how like hybrid segmentation approaches. They have four quadrants here. Okay, we have consumer rooted, consumption specific effects and condition. So if you see from here, under empirical personal features, we have demographics, age cohort, gender, marital status, family life cycle, income, education, occupational, and also social classes. And then for the geographic location, we have address and geo-demographic. And for the usage and purchase behavior, we have usage rate that we already touched just now, usage situation occasions, and then brand loyalty, the behavior component, and psychographic, we have factual behavior. Example, leisure activity and hobbies. Okay, and for the personality, lifestyle, and social cultural value, we have personality traits. Okay, we have lifestyle and psychography and goals, and then we have also social cultural values and beliefs. Okay, so for the attitude and preferences regarding the product, we want benefits you wanted for that. Okay, and how does you want your into of level of involvement and awareness of the product alternative. Of course, if let's say our product may be out of stock, for example, so what is other alternative that we want to know. Okay, and then brand loyalty, perceived commitment, and level of relationship. So actually this one is already been summed up in this diagram, okay, to make sure that you can allocate what is the information that is very important in this kind of the uh, quadrant. Okay, and then we're moving to the geodemographic segmentation. um, we base on the geography and demographic, and people who live close to one another are similar. Birds of the feather flocks together. Dia kata kalau burung ni dia terbang, mereka mempunyai bulu yang sama, sampai feather flocks together. So satu rumpun lah. So I give example that geodemographic segmentation, let's say the geodemography is based like Malaysia and also Indonesia. It's just one feather flock together. But because they are living close to one another, and how the lifestyle, the way of your communication, and the way how your life being implemented and practices every day is almost similar. And they also have the majority of Muslim, okay, and so do we. They also, their country also have non-Muslim. So basically how they practice their life is almost similar. So this is example like Malaysia, Indonesia is, they are under that birds of the feather flock together, right? So personality traits, we are talking about people often do not identify this trait because they are guarded or not consciously recognized. So what is personality trait? It's about your attitudes, it's about your behavior. Okay, so mostly we're talking about how does your attitude. Okay, so they're saying here, people often do not identify this trait because they are guarded. Guarded ni mungkin dilindung ataupun not consciously recognized. Sebenarnya kita tak sedar. We are not even conscious, but other people will conscious on our traits. Okay, so the consumer innovator, we have open-minded. Be open-minded meaning to say you have to open up and be like uh, a brain opener, okay, and then you have to perceive lesson in trying new things. Okay, so consumer innovator, they the tendency to have less risk in trying new things because they itself, okay, they themselves is the one who are um, innovators, okay, because they are seeking for something like different from others. So they want to perceive less risk. Of course, who want to get higher risk, but depends. Okay, somehow some people they want to get more risk. Okay, and then we go with the lifestyle. Okay. When we're talking about the lifestyle, we are talking about the psychographic. Okay, we're talking about how does it includes like activities, interests, and opinions, and we are talking also about your hobby. Can I say that your hobby? Okay. For example, if you see from the pictures, these people is doing something like hiking. So when we're talking about the hiking, most probably they will interested to do some activities that related to their hobby. Some people they like to use big bike, okay, they will buy some helmets, they will buy jacket, they will buy big motorcycle like Harley Davidson group, for example, right? So that is based on the activity. Let's say like hiking, that's they will buy a big bag for camping, like hiking bag, and then they use something like shoes is for hiking, how the attire, see, they not use some like jeans and coat for hiking, right? See how the way they are very how to say, very casual, because they want to suit where they want to go with their interests and their activities. And so do also like golfer, for those who are like to play golf, right? So they use something like the big bag in order to carry out their golf stick. So they need something like this equipment and tools, right? So to actually use, okay, while they are playing their golf. Alright, so this is two views of the post-retirement lifestyle example. So we have it as an opportunity to make a new start and also as a continuation of their pre-retirement lifestyle. So what is this? Okay, this is about the some of the new starter for those who are start to have their retirement life. So this is actually the way on how they give some view on that. So number one, they say this group regards retirement as an exciting time work will have been largely unrewarded, and so the transition is in as of freedom. So we need to say people who are doing start to have their retirement, they feel like they please and free from anything, from the burden and constraint of their former role. Retirement will invigorate. Okay, invigorate means like such people and inspire them to undertaking activity that would largely prevented them from pursuing. So what I'm trying to say in here, sometimes retirement is already get some inspiring for them in order to do better and better in life. But in here, the second point is about as a continuation of their pre-retirement lifestyle. To such people, retirement is not perceived as signaling a drastic change. So they say work life have not been as unsatisfied as for others, hence its ending is not treated with the euphoria. Okay, so what is euphoria? This is, however, some satisfaction that retirement permits you more opportunity to devote time to existing activity outside of their working role. So what they believe that they have to enjoy their time while there's retirement life and try to challenge themselves by having the activities outside from the working role. And then the future is likely to see an increase in such activity but no real desire to engage in new ones. So they say in here, tendency to have many more activity because they start to have something like transition, okay, transformation, perubahan hidup daripada mungkin hanya bekerja sahaja, kemudian bertukar transition kepada orang yang dah tidak bekerja dan menjadi orang yang meluangkan dengan aktiviti yang bermanfaat untuk mereka lah. Alright, so this is valve. Okay, this is theory. We have innovator, we have primary motivation, we have ideals, achievement, self-expression, we have thinker, believer, achievers, strivers, and then experiences and makers, and we have survivors. Okay, so for the 2.3 point, okay, it's about criteria for effective targeting. Okay. Number one, to be more effective in targeting, number one is talking about identifiable, mengenal pasti, kepastian, okay, mengenal pastilah, okay. We need to say who is your effective target market. You have to be identified. You as the marketers, you as the suppliers, you as the company, you as the organization. You have to identify it. And the second one, we're talking about sizable, is talking about whether the size of the company itself, the size of your who your target market, whether if the people is in the small group or maybe in the large group. So you have to know, because we want to know what we can segment them into the different, and then how we want to target them. So that's why we have to think what kind, how much the size is itself, sizable, boleh bagaimanakah size itu diletakkan, okay, whether it's a small size or and stable. Of course, the target group itself must be stable, not keep on drastic changing, because we want to make sure that our thinking on our strategy on to do this target market is the real one. It have to be stable. And the fourth one, we're talking about accessible. It has to be easily accessed, okay, because as I told just now, because as a manufacturer, marketer, company or organization, you want to make sure that all the segmentation done before, you have the proper target market. And then the proper target market have to be accessed. Okay, and the last one, we have congruent with the company objective and resources. Of course, when we're talking about these things, of course, it have to be aligned with the company objective and also resources. Congruent ni maksudnya seiring, dia kena seiring dengan company objective dan juga resources. Alright, so we're moving on to 2.4. We're talking about implementing segmentation strategies. So we have micro and behavior targeting. Number one, we should have personalized advertising message. Kita kena ada certain sometimes message of advertising is very personalized. For example, because we want to the different target market tadi kan. So maybe for the baby boomer generation, maybe how the languages, how the way the people been picked as the role model also have to be very personalized compared to, like, let's say you want to maybe asking for the baby boomers to learn about IT technology, new technology, IT savvy. So you cannot put the role model as a teenager in your advertisement. So you have to choose maybe the role model, okay, inside the advertisement is that kind age, okay, to suit that what message that you want to deliver. I'm not saying that we have to take the baby boomers, yeah, but basically, practically and rationally, you have to take that the right people in order to become the role model. Because we are talking about you want to deliver message on how these baby boomers can actually empowering on what we call IT savvy. And then narrow casting, we're talking about email and mobile. So this is actually one of the other way around on how we want to do the target market, because we are using email. We can blast the email nowadays. This is very popular. Blast the email regarding to your product, okay, or services, and then people, for those who have your email, they will insert in order to do your product. And then um number two is about mobile. Okay, mobile also have the mobile blast advertising. So mostly in Malaysia we have 5 digit 32462 or 1588. So the numbers that they use in order to do some of the segmentation strategies and use of many data sources. So maybe they can use by using WhatsApp group, or maybe they use some social media like Instagram. Okay, this is the data sources that can be gained, and from that they can blast their image. Okay, all right, so we go with the concentrated marketing, one segment. So this is talking about how does the segmentation according to only one segmentation, concentrated marketing. Sorry, okay, sorry, yeah. I hope that you can hear my voice here. Hello, hello. Okay, right. Just now they have some trouble on that. Yeah. Okay, I continue. Yeah, where are we? Concentrated marketing. All of a sudden, they have some interaction saying that my mic is not functioning properly. Okay, it's okay. That is technology, right? Maybe just now I give example how we want to to do some marketing on one segmentation, or how, let's say, to encourage baby boomers to do like I to empowering to be powerful in IT savvy example. So how we want to concentrate marketing, maybe we can get some their feedback. Okay, what is maybe the best method that they make them familiar and they can learn faster in IT example. So nowadays people are very familiar because as during this CMCO, right? So people are using like tools like Google Meet, they use like Zoom, they use like Microsoft Teams in order to communicate. So FaceTime, video call. So that is one of the way on how you want to market your product by using these tools. Okay, so um, when we are approaching this kind of baby boomers, okay, mostly what I see, like they are not the generation that uh, really aware on you can just use uh, technology 100%. So you have to combine it both. Okay, so how you concentrate on it, maybe um, you by approach, okay, by verbal, also by using the technology. So in other way around, they learn, oh, how to use this Google Meet, Google Hangout, or maybe they use like FaceTime, they use like video call. So I believe that they can actually be more better and better after they already practice many times on using hands-on on their technology. Um, And other way around, maybe concentrate marketing, I can go with like segmentation for, okay, let's say for left-handed user. That is maybe one of the best example. And you realize or not, when we want to use like this example, example that you have to know, when we want to use like scissors, for example, scissors, right? This scissors is only for right-handed. Okay, but when we use scissors for left-handed, they will feel like awkward. Are you get me? So concentrated marketing, mostly we are concentrated with the need and what they want from you. Okay, so we have to maybe like do some marketing or do some innovation, and all the tools and appliances can be used like for the left-handed. And left-handed, there must be an other way around, so it not will be like more of, I know that for those who are left-handed student in here, maybe you can understood what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's a very difficult to use the appliances and tools by using right-handed compared to the left-handed. So this is one of the concentrated marketing. Okay, and then we're talking about differentiated, okay, several segments with individual marketing needs. So what's mean differentiated in here, meaning to say they have several segments. For example, individual marketing needs, they have 4 P's, right? Product, price, place, promotion. So they have accordingly for the 4 P's with the several segments. Okay, example that maybe for baby boomers the product different, the price different, maybe for the promotion also different. Mostly the obvious one is promotion, and also in terms of the place, can I say that? Promotion, the place, and the product might be same, product price will be same, but how the way on the promotion strategy, on how the way of the price itself, how the way on you want to distribute it will be different. So this is what been argued, okay, mostly in the marketing mix, okay, because this 4 P's you cannot generally to all, because every single segment will be have a different of their needs and wants. Okay, so yeah, of course, as a marketer, you have to be very, very thorough analysis in order to make sure that this kind of thing can be delivered well. And then counter segmentation, it have combination between this concentrated marketing and also differentiated marketing. So counter segmentation giving something like flexibility, because you're able to actually capture, okay, what the do and don'ts, and then what is the weaknesses. And sometimes maybe you just only cannot you want to do both, but it's only just for only one concentrated marketing on, or maybe you want to differentiate it, but because it's limited to only one concentrated marketing. So counter segmentation meaning to say that you have to counter it to make sure that it have counter segmentation. Okay, so it's combination. You can use on concentrated and differentiation at one time. Okay, so maybe if you have any question, just shoot in the group WhatsApp. I will have to explain on this counter segmentation. Okay, alright. So we're moving on to the next one. Yep, next one. So using this thing, this is some of the what we call segmentation on infographic. Okay, so I just add on here. What did you know the social shopper and detached introvert? Okay, 3% loyal to the brand, 8% non-graduate. Okay, negative 5% are interested in follow on communication. 22% respond to direct email, and 24% respond to conversation. 38% total sample. So, yeah, this is just additional, okay, notes. And for the conclusions that stand out in the crowd. See, only the red apple here. So from all the green apples is the most prevailing and outstanding. So in this market segmentation, this is how we look into. Okay, we see that which one is the most. Okay. Alright, thank you for now. Thank you for listening for my lecture. Don't forget to subscribe this Noorsyalina Nordin channel, and see me on the next lecture. And make sure Any question, just shoot in the group WhatsApp. Alright. So please take care. Please make sure you sanitize. Okay, sanitize your hand. Use mask. Okay, and keep social distancing. Be safe. Right? Inshallah, I will ask you back when you want to have your quiz one, because quiz one will be around the corner. We have quiz one for topic 1 and topic 2. Inshallah, MCQ and also fitness plan will be done in Neo. Alright, bye bye. Thank you for now. Assalamualaikum.